in order to solve this equation, you'll notice the first thing I did was I rewrote this denominator of x squared minus 2x to be x multiplied by x minus 2. Now the reason that's helpful is, our strategy here is to rewrite this equation with no fractions, right? So we're going to be multiplying all three of these fractions with their lowest common denominator. And because we've rewritten that one denominator, you can tell it's a little bit easier to identify the lowest common denominator, which would just be x multiplied by x minus 2. So that's what we're going to multiply every single one of these by. And that'll help us get rid of all of the fractions entirely. So starting up on this one on the left here, x and x minus 2 will completely cancel out. So then all we'll be left with is a 10. On the second fraction, we're going to be crossing out just the x's. So what we'll be left with is 4 multiplied by x minus 2. And then this last one, we would need to cancel out the x minus 2's. And all we'd have left is 5 multiplied by x. Awesome. Now this is a lot easier to handle. So our next step would be to distribute here. So we'll have 10 plus 4x minus 8 equals 5x. Next, we can combine our x terms together. I'm going to do that by subtracting 4x from both sides. Okay, which would just leave 1x on the right. And on the left-hand side, we can actually just combine our 10 minus 8 to get 2, and we're done. So x is going to be equal to 2. However, we do need to confirm our answer by checking it back in the original equation to see if it's a non-permissible value. And I can actually tell pretty quickly here, seeing this denominator, we have x minus 2. We can't have a denominator of 0. So if x was equal to 2, then we would be divided by 0. So this x equals 2 is actually an extraneous solution. In other words, it doesn't work, which means the solution set is nothing. Option number 4. There is no solution to this equation. All right, hope that was helpful, and thanks for visiting GED's preparation.